Hi guys, welcome back to the Daily Spread. Today is March 15th, 2017, the Ides of March. Before we get going here, I am going to go ahead and tweet this out so everybody can join. Alright, you guys know I have to do this every time we do this, which is not ideal, but one of these days we'll have more staff and they'll be able to do all the behind the scenes stuff while we do the show. Okay. Are we live here? Yep, here we are. This is weird where I can see myself. Okay. Oh, I knocked over the mic. Okay. Okay, so that is been tweeted. Okay, I'm Chris Ross. This is the Daily Spread brought to you by thelandgrantgauntlet.com. A little bit to talk about today. It's not an insanely busy news day or anything like that, but we have some things to talk about. So first up, I actually have notes today on my iPad. You know, trying to step the game up here. So maybe we'll see how that goes. Before we get going, guys, share it on Facebook, hit the like button, follow us on Twitter. It's _LGG. It's a huge help. We love it. We love the interaction. You've heard me say it already. 2017 is all about building a better community. You know, like kind of being more interactive with everybody and just providing better content. So the more you guys share that, it's a huge help to us. We love it. I mean, we have the best fans. So as you can see from our Twitter, we absolutely love it. Okay, so thank you. Also, if you're on YouTube, give us a follow on YouTube. I think we have a whole, 8 subscribers because, I'll be honest, we haven't used it much in the past, but all these episodes get put on YouTube afterwards. All of our podcasts will be put on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, if you like it, find us. It's Land Grant Gauntlet, and hit that little follow button, and that's a huge help. We'd love that as well. Okay, some LGG news before we get into Big 12 news, and there's plenty of Big 12 news. There's Oklahoma State looking to push it up the tempo. Kansas State won last night. That's huge for them. We'll talk a little bit about that. And Texas is kind of renovating their locker rooms, and Tom Herman is bringing just some excitement to that program, which I think is good for them. And then, we'll kind of visit. I think Brady talked a little bit about it yesterday, but the news in around Baylor, it's just more bad news. Always bad news with Baylor. It's getting kind of depressing at this point. Okay. All right, so some LGG news. We have new contributors, which is really awesome. Chase Wilder, Jeremy Hewen, who I hope I didn't butcher his last name, and then a guy whose name I surely would have butchered if he hadn't told me how to pronounce it, and that's Skylar Callahan. Spelled nothing like, sounds just like the West Virginia quarterback, and he's a West Virginia guy. He also contributes to WV Nation, so check him out, but it's not spelled anything like Skylar Howard. But it is Skylar Callahan. He joins our staff. These guys are already working on stuff that will have some quarterback previews, some different position group previews. So we got a lot of stuff coming out. A lot of stuff kind of in the wings right now that you should see very soon on the site. Very excited about that. Last LGG order of business, we'll get right into it, is if you go to the website, and if I had fancy equipment to do this show, I'd pop it up on the screen, you'd see it. But if you go to landgrantgauntlet.com, click on an article, you're going to see a brand new commenting system there at the bottom. It's Discus. If you're not familiar with Discus, you've actually probably used it in the past. A lot of mainstream sites use it as their commenting system. So hopefully being able to use your social media accounts to log in and kind of be able to sign it, leave a comment as a guest. We're trying to do everything we can to make it a more inclusive, to build the user experience. So, obviously leave your feedback. If you like it, you hate it, we can always change it. Right now, we're going to go with Discus. It was kind of clear to us that hosting the comments ourselves, most people weren't a fan of that. They So we were looking for a better solution that kind of works for everybody. So now that's out of the way. I lost the screen went dark here on the iPad. I was trying to be better about Touch ID. How many times do you have to press this thing? Okay, here we go. K-State beat Wake Forest last night. That's huge. They secured the 11th seed in the South. That's awesome. I say that's awesome. I don't know. Is that awesome, K-State fans? What do you think? The fact that Bruce Weber has kind of made the tournament, he's won that game. They're the 11th seed. He's kind of secured himself at least another season. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. I've seen kind of both sides on Twitter there from K-State fans. I kind of understand I love the Big 12, but my background's from Oklahoma State. As a guy that followed the Travis Ford era at Cowboys Ride for Free, I kind of understand your pain of when the coach decides to survive. And it's like, dang it. I don't know if that's good or bad. Definitely tell us your thoughts if you're kind of tired of the Bruce Weber experiment, if you want to see what's next, or if you don't mind if he can see this kind of success kind of giving him more years. Let us know what you think. Up next, they're going to play, I believe it's Cincinnati. I have it here. 6 seed Cincinnati. That game will be Friday night. That'll be kind of a tougher game for the Wildcats. Cincinnati's kind of a gritty. It'll be a more gritty. It won't be as high scoring. I mean, I think last night was 95-88. Yeah, the Cincinnati game won't be nearly as high scoring, I would not think. Round of 64 play starts tomorrow. So today is like the last day to join the LGG Bracket Challenge. Is hosted through the NCAA.com CBS Sports. You'll see it on our Facebook, on our Twitter. We don't cover basketball, so it's really not on the front page there. But, I mean, we want you to join. We want this to be fun. And I think if you join now, there's a pretty good chance you could win because I think there's, like 10 people signed up. So, we have a lot more followers than that, so you can definitely have a pretty good chance of winning a T-shirt or something. That I think we're definitely going to give away a T-shirt. All you have to do is follow us on Facebook, so we can actually get a hold of you to get that to you. But sign up, join us. We want to. Let me see if you can beat our bracket. See if you can beat my bracket, which you probably can. Okay, so more Big 12 news. Oklahoma State. I mentioned this earlier. They're looking to push the tempo. Gundy kind of had some comments to say about that here. It just went live on our front page. I posted this earlier today. It's actually pretty cool. I think if you're an Oklahoma State fan, most Oklahoma State fans are pretty excited about this because it's going to have shades of 2011. Magical season where they won the Big 12. They went to the Fiesta Bowl. They beat Stanford, and Andrew Luck led Stanford. But Oklahoma State has, hands down, the best receiving core in the Big 12. That's not up for dispute. Maybe in the nation, I don't know. But, I mean, they have a myriad of receivers that will be playing this year. And they have, I think, at least 2 groups that can quickly sub in, sub out. And that kind of predicates how fast you can go with your offense in the spread system. Those receivers are constantly running down. And if it's incomplete, then they have to sprint all the way back and get lined up. They have to know what's going on for the next play. So the better your receivers are, the faster you can go. Or the more you can sub those receivers in and out and kind of get them some rest on the sidelines and kind of go with a couple of different groups there, the faster the offense can go. Especially when you have a quarterback like Mason Rudolph who can sling it all over the field and kind of stretch that offense out. It should be really exciting to see that from the Cowboys. I think Gundy kind of confirming that they're going to go that way is really exciting because under Yurcich so far, it's been a lot of heavy spread with what Gundy's called the cowboy back, that kind of hybrid tight end position, fullback tight end. So I think a lot of Oklahoma State fans are really excited about that. The run game isn't going anywhere. In 2011, I think that the Cowboys pretty much were almost dead even in run production and pass offense, even though you kind of think of that year as Brandon Weeden and Justin Blackman. They ran the ball quite effectively. So Justice Hill, some of the backs we should see that the Cowboy offense should be very, very good this year. Something to look forward to. I mean, the Big 12 needs to get better. I think we saw that last year. I think it is. Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, Kansas State should all be very good. TCU has a chance to be pretty good. West Virginia, their quarterback, everything I've heard about Will Grier is just, they're super, super excited about this kid. So they should be better. It could be a very, very exciting year this year. And speaking of excitement, Tom Herman at Texas, a lot of energy to that program. One thing he's made very clear is he wants to kind of update the locker rooms, and he's doing it. They have a $10 million budget. Burnt Orange Nation has a great article about this that we'll have linked. But basically, they're taking $10 million. They're going to upgrade the locker rooms. They're spending about $3 million on lockers, which is unbelievable. They're spending, however, they're spending $2 million on wall decor, on wall graphics. That's insane. $2 million on the wall? That's absolutely, I mean, it's really cool if you can do it, and that's great, and we'll see what that comes out to be. But that's insane. $2 million on the wall. All right. And then the last news, the last thing we're going to talk about today, I think I'll go through the news, make sure nothing else has popped up. But Baylor, the associate director of football operations, what was his name here? DeMarco Butler. He's fired for sending inappropriate text messages to a teenage girl of legal age. I don't know what that means because it's stipulated that in the state of Texas legal age. So I don't know if that means she's 18 or 19 or if that means she's like 16 but in Texas it's legal. Either way, it's kind of disturbing. And you just have to be an idiot at this point to you're an idiot if you do it in any program, but especially at Baylor with the scrutiny there. I mean, anything comes to light with Baylor right now, it's going to be an instant termination. I mean, you do anything questionable or suspect, instant termination. Why would anybody risk that? Why would anybody risk that black mark on that? I mean, he's going to have that black mark on his resume moving forward, and it sucks for him because it's probably a stupid mistake that he should get a second chance from, but that's going to be hard to recover from because that got blown up nationally. Just like the guy, trying to pick up the prostitute, the strength and conditioning coach. What was his name? It was, Brandon Washington. I mean, what were you thinking? I mean, these are guys Matt Rule brought on. These aren't leftovers. These aren't holdouts from the Art Briles regime. These are Matt Rule's guys. And, I mean, give Matt Rule credit. He's instantly firing them. But, I mean, what do they think they were walking into here? They have to walk on eggshells here. They have to do everything right. They can't afford to mess up. The slightest mistake is going to be blown up by the media, as it should, because of everything Baylor's going through right now. And that's brought on by Baylor. And you should have understood that when you took the job. I mean, if you didn't want that responsibility, why did you go? And, I mean, it just makes no sense. I mean, it just makes no sense, and I don't understand it, and it's kind of frustrating, and it's not what we signed up for to talk about, but my God, just if you're at Baylor, if you're a coach at Baylor, if you're doing anything suspect, well, first come forward and just admit it so we can get it out of the way, and then B, just don't do it. If something part of you says, maybe this isn't right, well, then maybe you shouldn't do it. It's that simple. If you have to question it, it's that simple. Okay, I'm going to move on because that's ridiculous. Okay, before we close the show today, let me make sure there's nothing new, nothing interesting to talk about here, because we're getting on to the 16-minute mark, and we try to keep these short because we understand that if you guys are watching, it's probably at lunch. I am not seeing anything. A lot of the Ezekiel Elliott stuff, and I mean, I don't understand these guys. Why? Why? Like, is it that hard to treat someone with decent respect and humility, like humanity? Like, I mean, come on. You just don't. I mean, even if she was, kind of doing it herself beforehand, that doesn't give you the right to do it. My God. Okay. Well, I'm not going to talk about that. It doesn't have anything to do with the K-State or with the K-State. I saw that. With the Big 12, so I don't have to talk about it, so moving on. I don't see anything else. So, guys, I appreciate it. It's been a great show. You know, leave your comments. You have got to be kidding. Was that a phone call? Wow, how do I not make that ever happen again? Are we still live? Let me make sure we're still live. Okay, I think we are. Wow. Okay, so that was pretty much terrible. Okay, so if you, oh my God. If you hate the show, let us know what we can do better. If you like it, hit the like button. If you love it, hit the share button. Also, if you like it, comment, because if it's only negative comments, that could kind of get depressing. But definitely share it. Let us know what you think. You know, tell us what you think about the issues. Tell us what you think about what should happen at Baylor. Tell us what you think about K-State's tournament chances. Tell us what you think about Oklahoma State's outlook this year. Anything else we talked about. What's going on at Texas. What you think. Do the renovations mean anything? Do they do anything for the team? Let us know what you think. Okay. Follow us on Twitter, _LGG. Hit us up on the website, landgrantgauntlet.com. Facebook /LandGrantGauntlet. I mean, if you're here watching live, you probably already know that. And then hit us up on YouTube. You know, find our YouTube channel there and hit the follow, hit the subscribe. And we love it. I'm Chris Ross. This has been the Daily Spread on March 15th, the Ides of March. And brought to you by the Land Grant Gauntlet. Have a great day, guys.